On this show, we've got a lot of questions and we want answers. And what we inquire about isn't always on the subject of harness racing, because we like to get the inside scoop on our drivers and trainers and their personalities. For this Q&A session, we visited Ocean Downs to get to know horseman Jared Moyer a little better. How did you get into harness racing?
It was a family thing. My dad, his dad, my dad used to pick me up from school, take me to the races, and take me to the barn with him. And ever since then, it just kind of grown on me. Never let it go. Always wanted to be in the business, race horses. I've always just wanted to be a driver. Never really. I mean, I have some horses of my own that I train, and I like doing that, but I like the driving part the most.
What's a bad habit you have?
Bad habit I have is it's easier said than done to forget about the race. I try not to, but I hold on to the races too much. If my horse races bad, it's more so as a trainer. Like, if my horse races bad, I can't let it go. I think about, I should have done this, could have done this, and my wife tells me all the time I overthink it.
If you could get in a time machine, where would you go?
Probably back to the 80s and 90s when they were stabled at the track and the fans, the crowd was big. It just seemed like it was a lot of fun racing back then.
What's the #1 thing on your bucket list?
Ever since I was a kid, it's always been the same thing. I always wanted to win the Hambletonian. One of our owners that had horses when we were growing up, he would always go to the Hambletonian every year, and he'd bring me back a hat and the playing cards that they'd come back with, and it's just always been a big race in my mind and always been something I wanted to do.
What's your favorite line from a movie?
Well, my favorite movie growing up has always been Seabiscuit, and the part where he tells the trainer tells the jockeys, too big to be a jockey. When I was at the county fairs, growing up racing horses at the county fairs, I was standing there in my colors waiting for the races to start, and a guy from the grandstands walks over and says, "You're too big to be a jockey." So then ever since then, I kind of stuck in my head, you know, just, am I too big to be a jockey? Like, it's just kind of funny.
What's the best advice for driving you've ever gotten?
Probably from John Wagner. I've learned a lot from John driving, watching him drive. He's thrown me some tips here and there without actually coming out and telling you, but he's always told me, stay on the rail. If you want to make money, you got to stay on the rail. So I try to do that the best I can.
So it works out?
It works out.
What's your favorite thing to spend money on?
Horses. Horses, race bikes, colors, anything involving horses. I got a addiction to that.
What do you like to do in your spare time?
Mostly spending time with my kids, but that's sometimes cost efficient, just doing stuff around the house and going fishing, little stuff.
If you can only eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Probably pizza. I think I could eat pizza every day. I mean, you can change the toppings, do whatever you want. It still tastes good. Pepperonis, mushrooms, sausage, anything. I like anything.
How about anchovies?
No, none of that.
No anchovies?
No.
What's your best life advice?
I don't know. I would say you only get to do it one time. Do the best you can and do what you want to do.